Hey guys, I'm Paul the Motor Guy, and welcome to my channel, where I pass on riding tips, practice drills, and defensive riding strategies to fellow riders. Now, I'm a rider coach, a motorcycle sergeant, and owner and instructor at ProRider Central Texas. Now, I've been asked many times, why do you have a weak side when it comes to slow speed maneuvers? So I decided to do a video on it. Now, in this video, I'm going to talk about why I think most of us have a weaker side. And at the end of this video, I'm going to give you a practice tip that will help. So hang tight. Now, I found that over my years of teaching that most riders will have a strong side where they feel comfortable and a weaker side where not so much. Now, when I started, I also suffered from this problem. Now, when I was going through motor school, my right side was my strong side. And then over time, it switched and my left side became my strong side. Now, I think that the transition was because when working traffic and stopping violators, we mostly make U-turns to the left. But over time, I've built up my weaker side. Now I'm going to talk about two reasons I believe our weaker side exists. Now, the first reason is the position of the clutch. Now, I found that when riders have trouble making left U-turns, it's due to the clutch being in close to their body. And depending on the motorcycle and how they have their handlebar set up, some could be more cramped than others. Now I'm going to show you two videos that will illustrate the difference in motorcycles. Now the first video will be me on my Kawasaki Concourse, and the second video will be a Harley Road Glide with 14-inch bars. So when the clutch gets in close to the body, it can make it hard to find the friction zone. Now, when a rider has trouble making a right U-turn, it can be due to the clutch lever being extended out away from the body. Now, I'm going to show you two more videos that will illustrate this. Now again, depending on your motorcycle or your handlebar setup, this could be worse for riders with shorter arms. Now, the second reason is simply the sensation feels different to us when turning to our weak side. And because it doesn't feel the same, it makes us uneasy. And as I've said before in my other videos, when we get uneasy, we tend to forget about the basics, such as the friction zone. This is why we tend to drop our motorcycles more on our weak side than on our strong side. Now, bear with me while I give you an analogy that you probably hadn't heard before when it comes to this. Now, I'm right-handed. So when I throw a ball, I throw it with my right hand. Now, if I was to throw the ball with my left hand or my weak side, the ball would still get to where I was throwing it, but it would feel awkward. Now, the point being is that it really doesn't matter what it feels like. As long as I use the same techniques, I will have success. Now, I always tell my students, if you give the motorcycle the same inputs on your weak side as you do on your strong side, the motorcycle will respond the same because it is a machine. So it's us that have to fight through the awkward feelings. Now, in one motor school, there was one officer that did well making left U-turns, but would drop his bike almost every time he made a right U-turn. Now, after watching him for a little bit, I noticed that he would make his left U-turn, bring the motorcycle upright, and then pull in the clutch. Then, because he was not comfortable and was uneasy going right, he would forget to get the clutch back into the friction zone prior to making his right U-turns, and the motorcycle would fall. Now, this is the exercise I had him do, and I recommend you trying it. Now, since he was comfortable making a left U-turn, I had him start out making a left U-turn, keep the clutch lever where it was, and immediately make a right U-turn. Now, I told him that if the motorcycle didn't fall when you made your left U-turn, if you hold the clutch lever in the same position, the motorcycle will not fall when you make your right U-turn. Now, it really doesn't matter how tight your U-turns are when you're doing this exercise, because the point of this exercise is to keep the clutch in the friction zone. Now, I have a guest rider that will be riding this exercise for us today. His name is John, and he's my head instructor at work. Now, when I got the motor, John took me under his wings, and look where I am today. Now, for this video, he's going to be riding a 2017 Road Glide, so let's check him out. Now I'm going to show you a side view. Now as you watch, I want you to pay close attention to how the clutch doesn't move at all. It stays engaged the entire time. Side view. Now, I want you to understand that it took the motor officer a little bit of time to trust and to break the habit of pulling in the clutch lever after making his left U-turns. But he kept putting in work and was able to improve his right turns. And he passed motor school. So, what it comes down to is this. Most of us at some point or another has experienced a weaker side. But the goal is to work towards having both sides as equal as possible. Because you never know in the real world which side you're going to have to go to. Now, let me know in the comment sections below if you still have a weak side. And if you don't, tell me what side used to be your weak side. Now, I really hope this video helped. If you found value in this video, smash that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Now, until next time, practice, 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 and ride safe.